There is a very important dua to make in a salat. And this is a dua that is supposed to be said after at-tashahhud and before at-taslim, before concluding a salat. And it is supposed to be made in the obligatory prayers and also in the voluntary prayers. Some ulama considered it an obligation, and the vast majority considered it a very recommended, highly recommended dua to make. And it was the final dua of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam in his salat. He would seek Allah's protection from four matters. He would say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min adhab al-nar, wa min adhab al-qabr, wa min fitnat al-mahya wal-mamat, wa min fitnat al-masih al-dajjal. He would say, Oh Allah, I seek your protection. I seek your protection from the punishment of the hellfire, from the punishment of the grave, from the tests and the trials of this life and death, and from the trials and the tests of Al-Masih Al-Dajjal. What a powerful dua this is. You're asking Allah to protect you from four matters. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, he said these four matters are the evils, all the evils of this life and the grave and the afterlife. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam would begin and seek Allah's protection from the punishment of the hellfire. Because the hellfire is a real matter. Allah has already prepared it, and some people will be burnt in it forever. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam would seek Allah's protection from it. And that would mean, save me from the fire and save me from the actions and the deeds that lead to the hellfire. Then he would seek Allah's protection from the punishment of the grave. And so the punishment of the grave is a real matter, and some people will be punished in their grave. So he asks Allah Azza wa Jal to protect him from the punishment of the grave and from the deeds and actions that lead to the punishment of the grave. Then he'd ask Allah to protect him from the trials and tribulations of this life, of life and death. And so what is fitnatul mahya? What is the test of this life? Every matter that distracts you from Allah Azza wa Jal is considered a test of this worldly life. The fitna of wealth, of women, of fame, of status, and every matter that distracts you from Allah and from implementing the obligations and the commandments of Allah is a fitna of this life. So you ask Allah Azza wa Jal to protect you from these matters. Wa fitnat al-mamat. What is the trial of death? Is that a person loses his steadfastness and perhaps dies upon other than al-Islam and the path of Allah Azza wa Jal. And that is a great fitna, because for such a person, he'd be doomed to the hellfire forever. So you ask Allah to protect you from the test and the trial that may present to a person at the time of death. And finally, وَمِن فِتْنَةِ الْمَسِيحِ الدَّجَّالِ, from the fitna of al-Masih al-Dajjal, which is a great fitna. Anyone who falls in the fitna of al-Dajjal would lose his deen and would lose the afterlife. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to protect us from these four matters. Learn them, memorize them, understand what they mean, and most importantly, implement them in your salat. Say this dua before you conclude a salat. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to accept from us and to protect us. Wallahu a'lam wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een.